Hey, it was good. Welcome to my hardcore homecoming review, which was sort of an ECW reunion sponsored by Shane Douglas and Franchise Promotion. He could not use the name ECW because the name ECW is copyrighted by the WWE. So Shane Douglas could not use ECW or any copyright material of the WWF. So the words ECW were actually never used in the promotion or in the show. All right, this the pay per view starts off with Joey Styles coming out very emotionally, saying how he loves everything and how he's happy to be back. Then Joel Gertner comes out and starts doing like his dirty jokes, dirty promos, and Cyrus was there. Cyrus was back in the days of ECW, the original one, when it was on TNA. He was like the censor for ECW. So when they did something, he was supposed to be a representative of the network and try to censor everything he that ECW did. So he was there too, and at first he was like, "Yeah, I want to thank everybody," and then he's like, "You're a piece of crap, Joey Gertner," and then he pushed him down, and Joey Gertner attacked him back, and they they throw him out of the ring, and Joey Styles raises Gertner's hand, and the show starts. The show starts off with the tag team match: C.W. Anderson and Simon Diamond versus Chris Chetty and Mikey Whipwreck. This was your standard tag team match. It was entertaining. It was a good match. I I'd give it a second look, but nothing very special. It's just you'll see it throughout the show that you could feel the nostalgia throughout the show. Like the matches, they're not 5-star matches, but they are good matches, but it just feels special. The matches feel special, like you're part of something special because of the crowd, because of how much they're into it, and because of Joey Styles. He's so good on commentary. And Joey Styles did this show all by himself, by the way. Chris Chetty and Mikey Whipwreck win when Mikey Whipwreck hits Simon Diamond with the with the whippersnapper, which is like a Stone Cold Stunner, and they win the match. It was a good match. Next match was Tracy Smothers versus the Blue Meanie. Tracy Smothers is part of the FBI, so this was like a comedy match. that they had a bit where the Tracy Smothers complained to the referee, and then he pushed the referee, and the referee pushed Tracy Smothers back, and the Blue Meanie body slammed Smothers, and then Smothers got up, and he was body slammed again by the referee, and then the Blue Meanie grabbed the referee's hand, and they did a double clothesline on Smothers. So this was a pure comedy match, and then they had a dance off in the middle of the freaking match. Tracy Smothers was like having a seizure. Those were his dance moves. And then Blue Meanie started dancing, and he was killing it totally. And Tracy Smothers came from behind and attacked him. uh, Blue Meanie won this match after all, and then he just started dancing afterwards, and then you celebrated. Very not even a good match, but entertaining, just a funny match. Definitely, none of these matches you shouldn't skip any of these matches. Next up was the tribute for the fallen wrestlers. Johnny Grunge, who was partners with Rocco Rock, who died. They were tag teams. They were the Public Enemy back in the day, and Rocco Rock died. So Johnny Grunge came out. Pitbull, Pitbull Gary Wolf came out. His partner also died. They were the Pitbulls. And Tammy Lynn Cinch, better known as Sunny in the WWE, she came out because her fiance Chris Candido had died. So they were paying the tribute, thanking the fans, and saying how they're watching from the best seats in the house. And then Roadkill and Danny Doring came out, and they ruined the whole moment. Danny Dorian's like, yeah, I hate everybody, and I'm the best or whatever. And so Pitbull, Gary Wolf, and Johnny Grunge just decided to leave, and they got attacked, and they were beating them up. Roadkill was stalking Tammy Lynn Cinch, so she left, and then she came back with 911. 911 was like a security officer back in the old ECW days. He would knock out everybody with a choke slam. He was like the toughest guy in ECW at that. Like no one messed with him because he was the tough bouncer. He came out, chokeslammed Danny Doring, um, chokeslammed Roadkill, and then they got a table out. And Johnny Grunge was big. He gained a lot of weight. I don't know if he was still wrestling, but he was a big dude. They put Roadkill on the on the table, and Johnny Grunge did a splash from the top rope. Man, that it was gnarly. And then 911 picked up Roadkill again and chokeslammed him again. And they all did a prayer in the middle of the ring. It was a beautiful, beautiful tribute to the fallen heroes. I think the next match was Too Cold Scorpio versus Kid Cash, and this was what you would think it is, a high flying match. It had some good wrestling in the mat too, but it also had high flying, yeah, it had high flying like Kid Cash jumping off the ramp towards the audience to Cold Scorpio, and other high spots I really can't remember right now. But the match ended with Tuco Scorpio hitting the 450 splash on Kid Cash. Really good match. I can't really give it justice right now though, but definitely worth a watch. Maybe even a repeat, because by the end of the show you're like, man, you'll be blown away by everything. Next match was Ian and Axel Rotten versus Cronus, and Cronus had come out, and his partner Perry Saturn, who were part of the Eliminators back in the day, Perry Saturn couldn't be there, so Cronus was out there, and he was like, "I'll challenge anybody." So Ian and Axel Rotten came out and just start beating the living hell out of him, and after he was all bloody and everything, and after like 4 or 5 minutes of him just getting his ass kicked, New Jack came out. And what sucks about this, getting it on DVD, definitely worth buying. By the way, that's what I'm gonna say. What sucks about it is that it's dubbed, so you don't hear Natural Born Killers when New Jack comes out. You really don't hear anything when New Jack comes out, but that's what's playing in the background. Natural Born Killers there, but you don't get to hear it because of copyright issues. But man, what pursued was freaking violent. We're talking about scissors using across the face, signs, chairs. Oh my god, dude. And this wasn't even a match. This was just a fight, man. This was just a fight. No referee, no nothing. It was violent. Everybody had a crimson mask. Tribute to JR there, but this was violent. And this match actually made me realize why ECW really couldn't work, because of the fans that were way too vulgar, the wrestlers were too vulgar, and the matches were just freaking too violent. It could not have spread to a national entity, to a worldwide entity, the way it was. It just couldn't. It was much too violent. And watching that match, you watch some other hardcore matches in WWE, you're like, man, that's toned down. Even if there's more blood in the WWE match or something, it's toned down on the violence, man. You don't give fools like New Jack, man. You just don't. Carrying a giant freaking pair of scissors into the ring, man. God damn. This was brutal. But definitely no, I can't even say this is the most violent match of the night. That's how brutal ECW is and was. So New Jack pulls up a scaffolding, and, and he puts Ian Rotten into the table, into the ring, and he jumps off the scaffolding into the ring, and through the table into Ian Ian Rotten, and he just stands up, pounding his chest and everything. He grabs the mic. You know, you're gonna get a classic promo by New Jack, man. Hilarious promo, man. I don't even know. New Jack was talking about fucking fine ass bitches and I don't know, man. All this stuff. Oh, another complaint about this. It was very low production. It looked like the old ECW. So it probably had the same production as it did back then. And you needed to listen very carefully to hear what the wrestlers were saying in the ring. So you really couldn't hear the mics too clearly. Yeah, but hilarious promo by New Jack. Man. Next match, Justin Credible versus Jerry Lynn. This match went about, I'm gonna say, 20 minutes long. And it was a good match filled with near falls, and Jerry Lynn was gonna win the match like 3 times, but Justin Credible's manager interfered, and in one of those, just Justin Credible's managers interfered, and then Jazz came back. Jazz was there. I popped. I popped when I saw that. I was like, "Oh shit, Jazz!" She beat up his manager. She beat him up, and then they had that was about 5 minutes left. Then they had a little bit of a good match after that, but decent match. Um, I don't want to say it's the weakest match of the night because there was really no weak matches, and this was a good match. It just really didn't catch my attention. Maybe it's just incredible, but I mean, just incredible was full of blood. So you did have tables, chairs. You did have your hardcore spots and extreme spots and high spots as well. So Jerry Lynn wins with the pile driver. He pins Just Incredible, and he leaves to a standing ovation, and Just Incredible does as well while he's leaving. Next match was Raven versus Sandman. This match is fun. This is a fun match. You start off Raven doing a promo, how he's so much better than this, how he Sandman doesn't even deserve to be in the same ring with him, how he's the only wrestler ever to have an action figure in ECW, WCW, WWE, and TNA, which he probably is. He's like, man, I'm gonna let the flock fight you. Flock were like his cronies. It was Blue Meanie and this guy named the Musketeer, a guy dressed like a Musketeer. So Sandman beats him with a cane. He beats Meanie with the cane. Then he gets attacked by Raven, and it's what you would think it is. I'm gonna say that again. It's what you think it is. It's a hardcore match filled with candlesticks, chairs, tables. There's a ladder involved. Like 3 tables get braked. Good match. Like throughout this whole show, you feel it. You could feel it. You could feel that it's a fun, good show. That's what I like about this. That's what I like. That even though it had low production, that it was still a good show, a fun show, and everybody involved had a great time doing it. And this match was another one of that in that category. So Sandman was gonna pin him, and then ECW's only Jobber came out, and he stops. He hits the Sandman, and he's like, yeah, opposing. And then Mikey Ripper comes out, does the whippersnapper to him, and then he offers Sandman a beer, and they start drinking. But he does the stun gun, not the stun gun, the whippersnapper to the Sandman, and that's when Raven pins him. This is a very condensed summary of the matches. There's a lot more that happens, but it's just a summary. And if there were bad matches, I'd tell you guys, But Raven wins. But the main event, this is what totally blew me away, and I was like, damn, this show was truly a great show. It's Sabu versus Terry Funk versus Shane Douglas. It was a rematch from 1994, and that match is called the the day the line was crossed. And that match pretty much put ECW on the map as a legit wrestling promotion. They fought for they wrestled for a whole hour to a three-way draw. But this match was a three-way dance, and Terry Funk came out. He's like, "I love you all, and to treat you guys, bring out the barbed wire." So this match was changed from a three-way dance to a three-way dance barbed wire ropes match. Man, and this is why I said that New Jack match was not the most violent, because Jesus, man, just throwing another man into a rope made of barbed wire. There was a spot where Terry Funk's arm got caught in between the ropes, the in between the barbed wires, and his arm was just dangling, and you could see the blood dripping from his arm, man. And there was one spot where Sabu, he got tangled from his neck. So yeah, this is why ECW was a very niche wrestling promotion, but a great one nonetheless, but a very niche one, and I believe it really could not have expanded that far. Brutal match, man. And Shane Douglas kept beating the hell out of each referee that came in. And another spot, Shane Douglas was pinning both Terry Funk and Sabu, and they both kicked out, pushed them up, and Shane Douglas jumped onto the barbed wire. Oh man, this was just brutal. Like for most of the match, Joey Styles was like clenching his teeth, like, "Oh my god, no, you got," like that, because I'm not gonna say it's hard to watch, but it's just so bloody and so violent. By the end of the match, Terry Funk's white shirt is all red. Since Shane Douglas is beating up each referee, the lights turn off, and we're like, "What the hell? Is there a power outage?" And Mick Foley comes out. He with the referee shirt. So Mick Foley's the referee. Shane Douglas was walking up on a ladder, and he gets pushed off. He gets Mr. Socko'd, and then he gets Shane Douglas kicks him in the nuts, and Mick Foley recovers. Terry Funk starts beating up Shane Douglas. He gets some barbed wire, wraps it around Mr. Socko, and then the fans started cheering, because when he pulled out Mr. Socko in the first place, the fans started booing him. They're like, "That's not hardcore," because he came up with that Socko gimmick in WWE. That's why they didn't like it. But they had barbed wire over it. They're like, then they started cheering. And Joey Styles like, "Yeah, that's hardcore now." And he does the mandible claw on him with the barbed wire, and then Terry Funk rolls him up, but then Shane Douglas rolls him up. So they rolling around a little bit, exchanging pins until Terry Funk pins him, and he gets the 3 count. So Shane Douglas is eliminated. And after that, Sabu just starts beating the living crap out of Terry Funk. But Terry Funk came back, knocked Sabu down. He tries to get up on the ladder, but the ladder was way too flimsy. I realized that when Shane Douglas tried to get on that was a garbage ladder. Yeah, so Terry Funk tries to get, and Terry Funk is 60 freaking years old in a barbed wire match, by the way. He's 60 freaking years old. Yeah, 60-year-old man. He's getting up on a ladder to do a moonsault. So he tries to get up on the ladder, and Mick Foley's even holding it, but the ladder collapses under him. The ladder totally breaks, dude. And Joey Styles like, he broke both his shins. He could have broke both his shins. And it was a tough fall, but I don't think he broke anything. But it was a brutal fall. And this is when Sabu does a Arabian facebuster off the chair, and he pins him for the 3 count, man. Just a brutal match. The fans cheer, ECW, thank you, Shane. Sabu and Bill Alfonso lift up Terry Funk and shake hands. And both of these men could barely walk, man. Both of these men are bloody to a freaking pulp, man. But they're shaking each other's hands. They're hugging Terry Funk and both Sabus and cheering with the fans. And the event ends. You get a camera shot of Terry Funk with Todd Gordon, and Todd Gordon is lifting Terry Funk's arm up, and it's a freeze frame, man. Just a beautiful moment, a beautiful event. You could, like I said, man, you could feel the nostalgia. It feels warm, even if you have all this violence and blood. It just feels like a warm watch. Like you feel their emotions too. It feels good. It's a good event. It's a good pay per view. Definitely one worth watching. I'd give it a 4.5 due to the low production, like I said, and you can't really hear the mics in the DVD. So I'd take off zero point 0.5 because of those problems. But other than that, the matches were really good. The promos were fun, and the matches were fun as well. The whole event just worked. You had pretty much everything you would want to see: technical wrestling, high flying, and definitely some hardcore. You had very good promos. This pay per view had everything. One Night Stand pay per view did not. So it did. One Night Stand didn't have Terry Funk, Shane Douglas, New Jack, definitely missing New Jack, Too Cold Scorpio, Jerry Lynn, the Rotten Brothers. It didn't have them. It didn't have 911. It didn't have Todd Gordon. So everything that was missing from One Night Stand was there at this show, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. This is a great compliment for that, and I do believe it's worth buying, even though it has those minor problems, like I said. So go ahead and check this out. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but if it is, it's definitely worth watching, guys. All right, thank you for watching, and yeah, you guys have a great day. Peace. EC Dub, EC Dub, EC Dub.